hot mustard green, and I really love it. And then I realized, hello, the bugs love it too, so they come in and eat it. So that's an observation, but you have to react to the observations that you do, not just, oh yes, well, yeah, bad luck. So I thought, okay, they love it, I love it, so I thought I'll plant heaps of them. So I planted so many that the bugs can't keep up with me. So, yeah, and then they're just attacking this one. And yeah, and that's fine because I just, not the whole garden is full of them, but that's one way of doing it. You might observe that some insects or a grasshopper prefer one type of tomato. So maybe you take those tomato seeds and plant them in your pretty garden if you have separate, where we are now is a separate veggie garden to a pretty garden. So you could plant all these tomatoes in the pretty garden and hope that those grasshoppers or whatever worms, snails, are staying out of where you really want to grow. Biodiversity is another thing. So if you only grow carrots, one row after the other, and you only got carrots in your veggie garden, then you are into what we call monoculture. And if you get an attack from whatever pest, then they just take the whole lot. All your carrots are gone because that's what they come in to do. Mm-hmm. But if you plant 40 different varieties of greens and flowers and stuff, then you will only lose maybe one of your variety, if you lose any. I don't plant in rows because I know from experience that these insects, they love it when everything sits in a row because they don't have to go out and look where is it. So I sort of just scatter things around. You can't, when you want to do seed saving, you still have to remember what did you actually chuck to that side, because it could be a very special open tree lettuce, but you mix it with something else. So there's a few things to remember. And because up here, I haven't had a look at your community garden yet, but if you say are going to grow a lot of vegetables and things, and you want to save seeds from your plants, then I think it's very important, because you are so many people working in the garden, that you have to make a decision about what bean you're going to save, or what tomato you're going to save, because next Monday, you've been there all weekend working hard, next Monday I come around and I see this beautiful big tomato and I just grab it and I eat it. So there goes your seeds. And you don't wait to the end of the season to work out which one you're going to save, because you have to make observations. You have to see, is the plant growing really well, or is it just sort of on its way out? And if it's on its way out, then I don't save seeds from that plant. So it's a matter of making these observations actually from when you start planting. So what Grandma did, because she knew that I would sneak into the garden, because most of the summer I spent sitting up in her apple trees, and it was very nice because she had some very beautiful apples. So she knew that I would sneak into especially the green pea bed. So she told me, whenever you see a little pink ribbon, that is the plant part, that's the pea or the bean that I'm going to save. So you can't eat that one. And that's a great idea to do when you do community gardening. Or even if it's Peter and Maya in the garden, then I know for sure that, oh, I look after this one because I'm going to save it. And then Peter, he goes out harvesting for his dinner, and boom, it's gone. And then we have a big fight. So that's very, very important. It's also very important, and this is another thing that Grandma said to me. She said, you talk to them, you talk to your plants. And I thought, wow, Grandma. And anyway, so I thought this is a bit funny. She was a funny old lady. So I remembered that, and then when I was visiting my friends' houses and gardens, and then I would ask their mother and father, did they talk to the plants? Then they looked at me, and then I thought, oh, I must have said something wrong. And so So I just made observations, went back to Grandma, because you have to remember to ask questions. If there's something that you can't understand, you have to ask questions. Like, why have you got spiky hair? And I just don't know. It comes like that. Yeah. So I then asked Grandma. I went back to Grandma and I said to Grandma, why is it that you talk to your plants? And what is it that you say to them? And she just said, oh, I just go up to them and I touch them a little bit and I said, hey, you are so beautiful and you'll grow up and be a lovely sunflower. And so she was talking all the time communicating with her plants. So then I made another observation, because, and also, my grandmother had heaps of plants indoors, and Mum hated it when Grandma was going on holiday, because it was my mother's job was to come and water. We lived actually in the same house. We were upstairs, Grandma was downstairs. And when I realized that Mum didn't like to water all her pot plants, I put up my hand because I thought they were so lovely, they were so beautiful. So I got a job quick smart. So that was lovely, so I talked to all her plants. And then next time when I visited my friend's place, and I looked at their plants, both in the garden but also inside the house, they weren't as beautiful as Grandma's plants. So I knew from then on it's very important to talk with them. So when I transplanted some tomato plants here the other day, well, not the other day, it's about 5 weeks ago, and there was no doubt that one of the plants were really suffering. The rest, they all looked the same when I transplanted, about this high, but then one plant fell behind, and I thought, oh, not so good. So I thought a little bit of extra tender care, a little bit extra, oh, you're so pretty, you'll make it, you'll be just as big as the others, you'll perform just as well. And I checked it this morning, they're all up same height. That little one that was struggling, yeah, it's the same. You wouldn't know that it was sort of a tiny little thing for a couple of weeks. It just pulled itself together from the love that you put into your plants.